Hi, this is Mike, and in this module we're going to talk about student engagement. There are many ways we engage with our students during a course. There are lectures, discussion sessions, office hours, email, and posted readings, to name a few. There are also ways we can design student interactions with each other through things like group work and peer assessments. Here's a short list of student engagement types. I'd like you to take a few minutes to consider these and think about the ways your courses are structured right now to allow for student engagement. Are there engagement types you might add to this list for your own courses? Now that we've had a chance to think about engagement types, let's shift gears a little and think about what our goals are for engagement. When we think about goals, of course, the first thing we think about are the overarching course goals. These are the skills your students will develop by the end of the course, whether they're communicating the subject matter or developing student abilities in research, storytelling, critical thinking and analysis, or technical abilities. While these larger course goals are critical to have in the back of your mind as you consider student engagement, the goals I'd like you to consider when thinking about student engagement are micro goals specific to student engagement. I like to think of these engagement goals as building blocks toward your larger course goals. Some questions you might want to ask when developing your engagement goals could be: am I primarily trying to convey information? Do I need to encourage advanced exploration? Is it important for me to develop instructor presence? Is it valuable for me to provide formative assessment opportunities? There could be other goals you might have for engagement with your students. You might want to take a few minutes to jot some of these ideas down before we continue. Once we understand the types of engagement and the goals for student engagement, we can turn our attention to the final variable in our model, modes of engagement. There are face-to-face sessions, Zoom sessions, recorded videos, discussion boards, and many other ways to communicate. Take a minute to consider modes of engagement before we continue. Now, let's do a little conceptualization. We've got 3 columns here, as you see. You can start in any column you feel comfortable with, whether it's the type of engagement column, the goals column, or the mode of delivery column. But now let's see if we can connect the dots in a mindful way. For example, if I think about my lectures and all I want to do is convey information, I might just make a transcript of the lecture available to my students. However, if I want to convey information, but I also want to incorporate instructor presence, a Zoom session might work well. Finally, if I want to convey information, incorporate instructor presence, and also include a formative assessment piece, I might consider a Panopto video that incorporates an interactive quiz. Being mindful of the types of engagement, my goals, and the various modes of delivery will make for a richer experience for my students. To get the most out of this module, consider creating your own chart to write down your ideas on types of engagement, your goals for engagement, and modes of engagement. I hope you found this module helpful, and I look forward to discussing your ideas and questions.